Alright, what I've done next here is I've put the wire out of the thing and I pull it through to the front. I got my servo with the rubber grommets in it, little silver collars, gold collars, whatever you have, and I'm just going to pull my servo in. And I'll feed this right in here, just to make it as easy as I can. Servo in position, and I'm just going to lift the one side of the wire. There it is. That's one side of the wire. Just to make sure it's going to stay out, take a piece of tape. I'm also going to take that piece of tape and mark it for either the right or the left. It's going to make it easier to try to plug it back in. When you go to plug it to your receiver, you'll know which side you're working with, because you'll be disconnecting your wing all the time anyway. So that'll help it from falling back through. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Just take my wire, wrap it around. I want to wrap it good because I don't want it to fall off in the middle there, and then I'll lose the whole line. So nothing tight, but just good enough. So it's also got the rubber grommets on it. Feed that one in. And just play with it a little bit to get it through the hole in there. Just rock it back and forth. Don't pull too hard because you don't want to break the balsa wood that's in there. There you go, that's how you get your lines through. I know that one was the right side, so I'll mark this with an R. Alright, I got my servos in now, so I'm going ahead. You want your, on both of the ends, you want your control horn to the outside. I'm just going to pop that out of the way. And just pre-drill 4 holes. I always drill the first hole, put a screw in it, and then I'll drill the rest. That way I know the servo is going to stay right where I want it for the rest of the holes. There we go. Now I'm just going to drill and do the same thing to the other side. As you can see, basically just work both sides at the same time. We've already screwed this one completely down. Finish up screwing this one down here. Alright. So as quick as that was, got 2 servos mounted. We're ready to hook up the control horns. Alright, we're at the fun part again here where we're going to mount the control horn. So I've taken a threaded rod on one end, a control horn clevis, and a control horn. And I'm just going to clip that onto where I want my setting. I know I'm going to be using the lowest throw, But once again, you want to line up the holes right here, perfectly even with the center of where the aileron meets the wing. So like I said, showed you in the other ones there, the way I like to do it is to just hook the control horn right up, get my straight path where it's going to be, make sure I'm on my block that I made. There's your rivet in the middle here also. And I want my aileron neutral. Usually just take a clamp and clamp the end. I know that's in the neutral position. It's nice and straight to where I want it to be. The holes are lined up. And that's where I'll hold and drill. Right there. Pull it in just a little. I'm just going to go ahead and drill. Here's the front one. I'm going to push the screw through if I can. I have to screw it in. That's good. Guess it did bite the wood. Just one more hole to drill. Put in that last screw, and I can screw that right in. So now my control horn's where it is. I want this at my 90. Just nice straight across right from your servo. I'll put my control rod on there. And I'm going to mark that right in front of the hole where I want it to drop in. Squeeze nice and tight. Give her a nice bend straight down for the L bend. Should go a little more. That's good. And just cut off the end with some pliers. Pop in that. Horn, and then a little quick clip right on the bottom here. I'll put that right on the rod. Put my center back on. There we go. And let the air on. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, I got both of my servos in, both my control rods on there. I got them centered on the neutral positions as far as how it's set up manually. Once we plug it into radio, then we'll go through and I'm going to set everything by the electronic radio. We'll center everything on the radio control box, and that way we'll get a nice electronic centering. And that way we might have to adjust the clips in or out to make everything in its neutrals, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do all that at once instead of plugging in the radio every time. But make sure you put your control screw in. I'm not tightening it or anything because I'm going to be popping it back off to set the neutrals. So that's where we're at right now. Put both of those babies in. Just so I don't lose them, like I do right here on the table. Now that those are on, I just want to take my little pieces to hold the control horns in. I'm going to put them on. Alright. I got my control horn mounted. So that's what's going on there. We're all set. We're working center on. And the next step we'll do is hook everything up to the radio and do all the centers.